Guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. So in this video I'm going to be unveiling a secret game unlockable by some button pressing. It's not a cart combo, it's not a secret code, but some button presses on a specific screen on the Galeco Arcade Collection 2 cart. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, so let's get started. So choose Maniac Square, hold all 4 shoulder buttons on your VS controller and you should reveal Maniac Square, the prototype version, which is actually a far better game than the one we've got, but there are reasons why this didn't get released. So it's a prototype puzzle game that was released 4 years prior to the game that we currently have on this cart, and there's reasons that it didn't actually get released because it was just too easy and players really weren't spending enough money on it, so they sort of rejigged the game so that people would actually spend more money on it. But this game that's the prototype is actually a better game. It's far more addictive and it's a far more interesting concept. Without further ado, let's get started on the actual game and we'll show you actually working in motion. And I actually really enjoy this version. I did mention in my review Maniac Square that it was a little bit boring and it did lack that kind of addictive value that you love in these sort of style Tetris column style games. But this game actually makes it far more enjoyable. It is addictive. You can see there is 2-player option here, but I'm only playing single player, and your option is to try and get 5 lines, then move on to the next level, and you progress through 30 levels, and obviously through each level you have to do more lines. And there's also counters. You can see all the sort of different colours that you've collected, the lines basically. Don't really know what kind of purpose it is, to be honest. I'm not even sure what the 2-player game entails and what differences it actually makes to the gameplay here. But it is very addictive. It starts off fairly slowly, as you can see, and it's exactly the same as the first game. You just need to get 3 or more in a row, horizontally, vertically or diagonally, and then once you've reached your quota you move on to the next level. And then obviously it gets more quicker, more ferocious as you go on, and a few other different style sort of blocks come into play. It's definitely a far more interesting game. It's interesting why they took 4 years to rejig the game and then release a sort of harder version into arcades. Obviously, as you can see in this game, I probably could play about 4 or 5 levels without adding any more credits, so it does make sense why they did rejig the game. But for me, they made it a more boring game in process. This one is definitely better suited to home consoles and obviously our EverCade VS. Sadly, it's only available on EverCade VS at present. But it's a great game. I would highly recommend you try and unlock it and play through it. It's very addictive. I might even try and do a 2-player game at some point because that looks kind of interesting. Not sure what it's involved. Something else I also like is the music. It kind of wouldn't be out of place on a Wipeout PlayStation game. It really has that kind of vibe about it. It really is cool. But sadly, this is only available on the VS. It's not currently playable on any of the handhelds that we've got. That would really be good to play on a handheld. But I found this by pure experimentation. There was a hint in the Discord group from Sean and Ryan saying that there was a single cart unlockable game on the Gaelco Arcade 2 cart. So a little bit of sort of experimentation. I eventually found what this game is, and it's a really good one. I'm glad I found it because it's definitely an improvement over the game that we got on the cart. It's certainly more addictive, a lot more fun to play. You can see, guys, the game does get a little bit ferocious as you go in there, but it is super addictive. Guys, thanks for watching the video today. Please like, subscribe, and we'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.